You have 15 seconds after payday before your brain starts spending for you. Sounds tiny, but it's the trap that keeps most people broke and stuck in financial sleepwalking. In this video, I'll show you how to hijack that window with a simple payday routine that pays you first, locks in necessities under 60%, and sends the rest where it actually builds your future, putting you ahead of most people financially. Stay with me. By the end, you'll know exactly which expenses pass the true necessity test, how to avoid the impulsive swipe, and how to set up automation that runs when willpower fades. Let's start with that 15-second reflex. The invisible 15-second window is where the balance shift triggers your brain before you take any action. Your paycheck hits, and a tiny reflex fires before you even realize it. In about 15 seconds, your brain flips from waiting to spending. That micro window decides whether you keep your money or hand it to the first thing that flashes across your screen. It's fast, automatic, and it favors whatever feels good now. Here's what's happening. Anticipation builds while you wait for payday. Then the deposit appears, and your brain shifts into reward-seeking mode. Before you even see the money, it starts mentally spending. Gadgets you've been eyeing, takeout tonight, or the items already sitting in your cart. The balance is higher, so the mind scans for quick wins. Your feed lines up with limited time deals, a friend posts new gear, and a food app reminds you of last week's order. You intended to move cash to savings first, but the reflex says, treat it like a surprise birthday gift and spend a little. You earned it. That's the tug of war. You open your phone to check the deposit, and your notifications ambush you. A promo code pops up. Your favorite brand drops a restock. That small treat yourself voice isn't random. It's how most people are trained to greet payday, like unexpected fun money instead of a wealth building tool. The plan sits in your head, but the tap happens in your thumb. This is where most budgets fail, not in a spreadsheet, but in seconds. There's a loop at work. Cue, craving, response, and then rationalization. The cue is the bank alert. The craving is mental spending that floods in immediately. New shoes, a weekend trip, maybe an upgraded gadget. The response is action ready. The cart fills. The order screen opens. Then comes the rationalization that seals the window. You'll save next month. You'll get overtime. The bonus is coming. That promise is what actually closes the 15 seconds. You hit pay now. The loop completes. You've felt this micro story. The phone pings, you check the app, and the dopamine rush from more money feels like momentum. An hour later, your cart holds 3 items you didn't plan for, and you promise to fix it later. The problem isn't weakness, it's design. Frictionless payments strip away any pause. One click, Face ID, done. The pain of paying shrinks, so spending accelerates. Research shows that the dopamine spike happens on perceived gain as much as the purchase itself. Just seeing a higher balance is rewarding, which primes you to act. That's why budgets made last week lose to taps made today. On paper, you meant to save. In the real world, the first 15 seconds write the script. So you need a blocker that fires faster than your impulses. Not a bigger plan or tougher rules. One tiny pre-commit move that hits before the loop catches. The rule is simple. The first tap after payday sends money to you, not to brands. Make that your default. One tap to savings or investments. Then everything else waits. And to make that move stick, you'll need a clear definition of what truly counts as a need, and a hard cap that keeps it honest. Brutal baseline. The 60% rule. This is the line that keeps your system from collapsing under good intentions. Think your bills are needs? Most people overcount by 20 to 30%. Use a filter that forces honesty and the numbers stop lying. The goal is simple. Cap necessities at 60% of take-home. If you can't, the plan fails before it starts. Start with a clean definition. Necessities are what you literally cannot live without. Essential housing, essential utilities that keep the lights and water on. Basic food for sustenance, not dining out. Basic transportation that gets you to work and critical services. And healthcare or insurance you actually need. That's the baseline. Everything else sits outside until proven essential. Here's where it gets messy. Gray area costs love to pretend they belong in the need bucket. Unused gym memberships, premium cable, 17 different streaming services, a mobile plan with features you never use, top-tier internet for one-person households, essential delivery memberships, and upgraded car trims all sneak in under the label of survival. They are comforts. Comforts are fine, but they don't belong inside the baseline. When they do, you get the cereal for dinner symptom at the end of the month. Luxury choices up front, scraping by on basics later. Use the diagnostic. If your necessities are higher than 60% of your take-home pay, you're not buying security. You're subsidizing lifestyle inflation. The system cracks because there's no room left for savings, debt payoff, or emergencies. Either your cost of living is too high for your income, or you've misclassified wants as needs. Let's walk it through. Take-home pay is $4,750. A reasonable target for necessities is around $2,700. On paper, that can work. But watch how bloat creeps in. Rent at $2,000, utility at $200. Basic groceries should land around $350 to $400. But dining out often replaces food spending and adds $200. Transportation might be $300 for gas and insurance. But a $450 car payment turns basic into premium. A $90 mobile plan instead of a $35 plan. $25 here for cloud storage. $60 for multiple streaming services, plus the free trial you forgot. $25 for an unused gym membership and $40 for delivery memberships. Now you're at $3,300 labeled as needs, and your savings plan suffocates. Here's the litmus test that cuts through every rationalization. If you lost your job tomorrow, would this expense keep you safe or just comfortable? If it's comfort, it goes outside the baseline. Fixes are straightforward. Downgrade phone plans to what you actually use. Shop insurance quotes and trim coverage that doesn't match your risk. Plan meals and cook more at home so groceries stay basic and dining out moves to discretionary. Compare rideshare to public transit. If the bus gets you there reliably, that's your basic. Cancel the subscriptions you barely touch. One by one, they stop draining cash. When you run a clean 60% baseline, optional spending becomes obvious and cash flow frees up for your future. The next move is to protect that breathing room so small hits don't torch your progress. You don't build wealth by outrunning fires. You stop them from starting. That shift starts with two simple guardrails: credit health and an emergency buffer. Guardrails first, credit health, and an emergency buffer. Your credit isn't just a score, it's a price tag on your future. It affects the rate on your car, your mortgage approval, your apartment application, and in some cases, whether a job clears you. Lenders price risk, and late payments scream risk. 2 percentage points on a loan can eat thousands over the life of a balance. That's why this part comes before any talk of chasing returns. Payment history drives most of your credit outcome, and the line between strong and shaky is thinner than people think. In school, a 97% would be an A+. In the credit system, 97% on-time payments can label you high risk and tank your score. The difference between 99% and 97% looks small on paper, but can move you into a costlier tier. A single late mark can linger for years and raise every borrowing cost you face. Small misses also stack. A late fee leads to interest. Interest raises balances. Higher balances lower your score, and the spiral tightens. Your first offense is mechanical and boring: reliability. Automate every minimum payment so nothing ever reports late, even while you're aggressively saving or paying down balances. Set due dates to cluster after payday. Enable alerts and keep a micro buffer in checking so a timing mismatch doesn't trigger an overdraft. If cash is tight, call lenders to move due dates or split payments. Most will work with you before a miss happens. Keep utilization in check by making a mid-cycle payment to bring balances down before statements close. You're not optimizing for points. You're protecting the rate you'll pay for everything else in life. Next, build an emergency fund that can handle real life without forcing bad choices. With a $2,700 monthly necessity baseline, your target is $8,000 to $16,000, roughly 3 to 6 months. Park it in a high-yield savings account that is government-insured, FDIC or NCUA, so deposits are protected and the cash is liquid. Aim for same or next business day transfers to checking. This is not an investment, it's a safety net. The purpose is certainty and access, not chasing the highest yield. Many people try to make their emergency fund work by putting it in stocks or locking it into long CDs. That move backfires at the worst moments. You don't control when a crisis hits, and markets don't care about your timing. Volatility turns an emergency into a loss. It doesn't take catastrophe to expose the risk. Your dog eats something expensive on a Tuesday. Your transmission dies the same week the market drops. Or a surprise medical bill lands right before rent. If your emergency cash lives in equities or is locked up, you're forced to sell at a discount or pay penalties. Liquidity beats yield when the cost of delay is towing fees, missed shifts, or rent due tomorrow. Get to 1 month fast using whatever you can. Overtime, a weekend side gig, selling gear you don't use, or directing a tax refund. Then switch to automation. A fixed transfer every payday until you hit the full target. With credit protected and cash buffered, you can move the next dollar to growth opportunities, starting with the one that pays you back immediately. Free money first. Match, indexing, and debt strategy. Start where the payoff is guaranteed. What if your first investment doubled instantly? It exists, and a lot of people leave it on the table. If your employer offers a match, your contribution pulls in their money too. On a $60,000 salary with a $3,000 match, your $1,800 gets matched with another $1,800. That's a 100% return on day one. Free money you won't find anywhere else. Before you chase anything else, lock that in. The order matters. Step 1 is capturing the full employer match. Treat it like a bill you pay to your future, because skipping it is the same as turning down part of your paycheck. Once you've grabbed the match, keep the engine simple. Aim to put around 10% of your gross income toward retirement as a baseline you can grow over time. If your budget is tight, start lower but automate increases each quarter until you hit that target. Now, about waiting until later. Delays are expensive. Start early and compounding does most of the heavy lifting for you. Someone investing $300 a month from 25 can reach around $1 million by 65 at an 8% average return. Start at 35 with the same $300 and you land closer to $400,000. That 10-year pause costs about $600,000. You can't rewind compound growth, so the best day to begin is your next paycheck. Keep the investment choice boring and broad. Default to a low-cost diversified index fund that tracks the overall market. You're buying a system, not picking stars. And most people don't need to solve world hunger with their strategy. Decades of data favor time in the market over trying to predict when to jump in or out. Set the allocation and let contributions drip in every payday. Consistency beats cleverness. Debt comes next, and you only need one plan. If you want the lowest total interest paid, use the avalanche method and attack the highest rates first while paying minimums on everything else. If you need momentum, use the snowball method. Clearing the smallest balances first to get quick wins and free up cash flow. Research leans toward snowball for many people because the psychology of fast wins keeps you engaged, even if avalanche is the math winner. Choose the path you'll stick with until every non-mortgage balance is gone. Half committing to both stalls progress. Add a tax edge where it fits. Roth contributions use after-tax dollars today, but the growth and withdrawals in retirement are tax-free. That can be powerful if you expect to be a higher bracket later. Once you've filled tax advantage space, use a taxable brokerage for flexibility on goals before retirement. Now your growth machine runs on 3 parts: free employer money, simple index funds, and a single debt strategy you don't break. The next step is making these choices fire without manual effort the moment money arrives. Now, lock in a process that runs without you. Automate the first tap, your payday routine. The moment your paycheck hits, your next tap decides your future. So pre-write the move before your thumb goes anywhere near a checkout button. Let's build a standing order that fires before impulses. You pay yourself first, then cover necessities, and only after that do you let lifestyle money out. Automation removes the need to debate with yourself, because willpower is a muscle that tires. By Thursday evening, the energy to make good decisions has evaporated. Set this once, and it repeats every cycle without asking for motivation. Use a simple sequence that never changes. Paycheck hits, then a 24-hour wait so funds settle cleanly. After exactly 1 day, transfers fire in order. First, a move to savings so you're paying yourself before anything else. Next, goal-specific transfers. Top up your emergency fund. Send contributions to investments like your Roth or brokerage. And set aside tax reserves if you have freelance income. Then essential bills run. Finally, whatever remains flows into a separate discretionary account so lifestyle money doesn't blur into core expenses. Here's the sequence you lock in. Translated to real time. Payday lands Thursday. Nothing moves until Friday morning. On Friday, the savings transfer leaves checking. Goal transfers hit next. Emergency fund, retirement or brokerage, and taxes if needed. Then the extra debt payment beyond your minimums triggers. And essential bills queue for the same day. By noon, the priorities are funded and the discretionary account shows what you can actually spend without touching your future. Now, the trap. Raises and paid-off debts create slippage. A card balance disappears, or you get a bump in pay, and lifestyle quietly expands to swallow the gap. People stop updating their automations and assume they'll manually save the difference. They rarely do. The fix is mechanical. Every raise and every paid-off debt triggers a contribution increase. If you clear a $300 car payment, redirect that exact $300 into investments the same week. If your salary jumps, bump your retirement percentage before the first higher check arrives. Freeze lifestyle until your goals are fully funded. Add friction where you're most likely to overspend. Use a 24-hour cooling rule on non-essentials. Run a separate fun account with a set allowance that resets each payday. And turn off one-click checkout so you must type the card details. Those small hurdles save you from the late-night swipe you regret in the morning. Set this routine once and let it run. Your money will reach its jobs before impulses get a vote. And the first moments after payday start working for you. So here's where you turn the setup into results. Conclusion. Your wealth hinges on using a system that works regardless of income. A disciplined $50K earner with automation, a 60% necessity baseline, and a match can outpace a $100K earner who relies on willpower and guesses. Start now. Set your automations. Run the 60% necessity filter tonight, and capture your employer match on the very next check. Delaying just 10 years can cost about $600,000 by retirement at an 8% average return. Systems beat motivation because willpower tires. Automation doesn't. Drop your comment below. First tap is mine. In 5 years, you'll laugh at how simple this was while financial sleepwalkers still refresh their balances.